That boy phone gonna make you move, boy.
And welcome to the PhD podcast. It's your boy Teddy.
I'm your co-host Marcus.
And today we're going to be talking about the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And we got two special guests with us in the building today.
Introduce yourselves.
Yeah, what's going on, man? My name's Matthew Anderson.
What's up, everybody? My name is Johnny Pro.
And we going to hop right into it. So we're going to get into some of our predictions through each groups. So we're going to start off with Group A. And we have some of the teams, which is Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands.
Ecuador.
Ecuador just like that. Ecuador off the bat. Like any conviction. Any conviction why?
What, we talking about Group A?
Yeah, we're talking about Group A. Qatar.
So the top two make it, right? Just like every World Cup?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty standard of how it's always been.
Yep. And you have Qatar. Well, they're the host of the World Cup, so they're all automatically in regardless.
No, they qualified.
Yeah, because they're the
through-
host, yeah.
Exactly. They didn't have to go through play games, but I don't know. If they actually had to qualify, man, they wouldn't be there.
No, definitely not. This is a sneaky. I said earlier that I thought this was the worst group
Agreed.
in the whole World Cup.
Agreed.
I think it might be a little bit sneaky though, because Netherlands, like we were saying earlier, is always good.
Yeah,
Senegal
Netherlands-
is a good team.
The
And
top dog there.
Shockingly, I swear Ecuador finished on top of the qualifying in South America. I could be wrong, but they were up there.
And then we got Senegal.
No, they were up there.
Yeah, they were up there.
They were
So,
up there.
I couldn't name you that many. I think they got that man Estupinian from Brighton. They got a next man from Leeds. But I don't know that many people from Ecuador, but they seem to be a good team. So, I don't know. Qatar's garbage. We all know that. But like Senegal and Netherlands,
Man, get them some credit.
no, I can't.
If I was from Qatar, I say their goal is to, just get a point out of at least 3 games.
A
Like,
point?
yeah.
I said I get a goal.
I say
just
get a
get a
point at
goal.
least. At least give them some pride.
Get a goal.
But at least they're in it.
If
So
they get one goal in 3 games, throw
oh,
a
they're
parade.
celebrating. They're celebrating all year.
Throw a
Well, you
parade.
gotta also look at the weather conditions that they be playing in, because they actually had to make the World Cup going into November.
Saying it's
Exactly.
home field advantage, right, Marcus?
Yeah, because the climate change. Because you take it in. Usually the Euro Cup, World Cup, and usually the Copa America is always in the summer base, like June, July. Sometimes it leads to August, but they can't do that in Qatar now because of the climate change. It'll get really hot. Imagine there's summertime. That's why they switched to November.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, we don't want players having heat strokes.
Yeah, I know.
In the World Cup, I mean, it happened in the Euros. Unfortunately, we don't need to see bodies dropping like flies in the world stage.
No, it's never that.
And speaking of Group A, I got Senegal winning that group.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not a believer of the Dutch.
So it's an obvious. So who's second, though?
Ah,
You say you're not a
second-
believer of the Dutch.
That the second would be the winner of the game between Ecuador and the Dutch. Whoever wins that game will go through. But I got Senegal winning the group.
For I'm gonna say Netherlands is gonna take first in that group, and then it's gonna be I say Ecuador. I don't know. It's not as like eye appealing of a group. It's not as like extra saucy, I may say. But I'm just say I'm just gonna stick with Netherlands obviously first.
But I do agree with the fact that whoever wins that game between Senegal and the Dutch will win that group. Like, who wins that game on the opener right off the bat will, in my opinion, win the
I'd say
group.
it's not an exciting group at all.
No,
Just because-
no. I think Netherlands definitely wins this group. If Senegal had Sadio Mane, I'd feel more confident, but they don't.
He's on
Yeah.
the roster.
So see what happens.
He's on the roster,
Yeah,
but we'll
he's
see if
on
he
the
plays.
roster, but
It's like day to day, I guess, for them. They need him really. If he's in there, so maybe a different mix.
hamstrings don't tend to heal up in 2 weeks.
He's on the roster.
No, they do not.
He's on the roster, but I feel like if Sadio Mane were even to come off the bench within like the 60th minute, if the game is close, like 0-0, or they're down 1, like
what
that's
worries
an
me.
impact. That's
And
an
he's an
impact change.
elite player. He's an elite
Well,
player.
It is still, football, so anything can happen. All right, so we're going to go into Group B. So we have teams like England, Iran, the States, and Wales.
That's my favorite
Man,
group right here.
Major conflict.
I'll let you guys get into that. I'll
That's,
finish it
that's,
off.
that's my favorite group right here, man.
I got a lot to say off my chest for this.
Favorite group
hot
right
take
here.
coming.
That's like
Hot take incoming.
that's like World War III right there,
So
man,
who-
for the Persians.
So who's getting? So who are the 2 teams, Teddy, getting eliminated from this group?
2 teams eliminated or 2 teams
No,
passing?
2 teams getting eliminated from Group B with
Oh.
England, Iran, USA, and Wales.
Oh man, the powerhouses in world politics will be leaving that group. If you ask
Hot
me.
take. So Teddy
Like
has,
the UN, don't get mad at me. You like don't get mad at me. That's what I feel and believe.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you have Iran and Wales.
I got Iran winning the group, and I got the winner of Wales.
Whoa.
I got the winner of Wales.
He's going long shot.
And England battling it for second. Don't be surprised on Tuesday. Sorry, don't be surprised on Monday if Iran beat England. Don't be surprised.
And
You're
a
gonna
lot
hear
of-
first.
And a lot of people come out from this group as well as Wales. Wales have good players. Wales done damage before in previous tournaments as well. Euros. Well, besides the fact Bale and stuff, Bale is still in the league, but he's in MLS.
Yeah.
He previously scored the tying goal in the MLS Cup.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And they went off to PKs and they won that. But he's still in good form. But in that group there, I don't know.
he just-
USA too. They could do something.
It
I
has
don't know.
to be England.
No, it's- no, England's
England's
gonna-
women's, bro.
No. I'm saying they could do something for
women's team,
sure.
yeah,
They could do
yeah,
something.
yeah.
They'll do something. But I say my top two. It's gonna be
Alex Morgan.
England. I say England and either USA or Wales. I don't see Iran making it.
You know what the
No,
Go
go
on, sorry. Go on, sorry.
No, I'm gonna say it now for England as well. Like they're just one of those teams that like every tournament, like besides they lost the Euro last year in their hometown,
they're
just
stacked.
they're just so stacked with like
they're
this year, like Sterling, Foden, Kane, whatever off the top who else I can name. Just the star power is incredible, right?
yeah.
It's
I
just,
agree.
But they can't go to that next level. It's like they
Sorry,
just can't get there.
I don't mean to cut you off. Just two things that I can't trust England with. Number one, the center back, Harry Maguire. Oh man! I'm a Man U fan.
Man United fans, they love Maguire.
I watch him play when he does play. It is like it's like living on the edge. And the coach Southgate.
Oh Lord.
I'm not gonna-
we
I'm not
we have
gonna
our question
get into
marks.
that.
We have our question marks about both of them. But Harry Maguire for the World Cup is not going to be playing for Man U. He's going to be playing for England.
Yeah.
So and when he's played for England the last two tournaments, he's been very well. For
Imagine
them.
you get some goal there, shut everybody up.
So there's that. England has to make it out this group.
Yeah, I believe
they
so.
have
I
no
believe so.
choice.
Yeah.
Wait,
because
so what about your hot take that you end up having?
Oh, I know. I just said it right there. It's just one of those things that's just like they're always right there, and regardless of what happens, even back then with like David Beckham days, remember like back then, like Michael Owen, Cole, like they're just they
The
get there.
golden
Even
generation.
yeah, exactly against Portugal at that time. Remember that? It was just they're always there. If I was English myself, I'd be like furious. Last year, especially how they lost in the Euro Cup.
Hold on.
Or about
This
year.
is Harry Maguire right here. Just this is
Irrelevant.
Is that like Division 5 at the hangar or something?
this is UEFA Nations League.
Irrelevant.
That was Harry Maguire. One more time.
See, but nothing's going to be a hotter take than Iran's winning the group. Marcus.
Okay, let's just say this now. England wins the World Cup. Would you buy a Maguire jersey?
If England won the World Cup, I will publicly do an apology to Harry Maguire.
And you're gonna buy a Maguire jersey?
I will buy a Man U Maguire jersey,
No,
not
you
an
wouldn't.
England
So
jersey.
yo, hook up
Man
too,
U.
you know?
No, you
But
wouldn't. No,
but
you
seriously though, why I said Iran will win the group is because I'm not a believer of England's center back core. Like sure, like yo, the attacking players, Harry Kane, Foden, well not really Sterling, but Saka and Mason Mount, like they're good players. They got a great attacking core. I just don't trust the center backs.
I will give
But they're gonna make it out of the group
I
anyways.
will give you this. If there
and
was a
and
team,
Tomredi on Iran out of Porto. Man, watching him play in Champions League, he's a problem.
if there was
And he
a
can
team,
crack those two guys for England center backs.
yeah.
So it's
but
I'm gonna England's topping that.
See, that's another
England
thing. though.
should win the group.
Yeah, they should, exactly.
They should win, but it wouldn't shock me if. And Iran's always been in the World Cup, always giving teams problems in the group stage.
So you haven't been talking about USA that much too. You never know. You never know.
But this is one thing I will concede about this group, which is why I say it's very underrated. All 4 teams are top 20 in FIFA rankings.
There you go. That's a good stat there. That's probably one of the best groups then. What you just said right there. They're all top 20.
Trust Team USA because
USA's got
If it was basketball, I trust USA. It ain't basketball.
they got a
women's
squad of good players, but they're not a team. That's the thing.
If it was a war, I would trust USA.
They got good players, but
Hey, we're all.
here we go. We were doing so good. We were doing so good staying away from that.
And that's all,
Here
folks.
we are.
really gonna stay away.
Here we are. So
And taking oil.
England and Wales to win the group.
And
All
taking
right,
oil.
so we're gonna move on to Group C because no. All right, so we have teams like
This is the
Argentina.
weakest group
Oh,
by far.
Okay, can you let him at least say the
Sorry,
group?
I
Marcus.
know.
Sorry, Marcus.
He's gonna name the
Can't say it
teams,
off his
man.
chest. Let
Come
him
on,
say it.
bro. All right, so in Group C we have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland.
Okay.
Argentina wins that going away.
Start off.
Going
Let me.
away.
Want me to start off?
That's how we go in.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's how we going. Okay, I mean, I think Argentina's gonna win the whole
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Let alone the group is like just like a to-go bag.
I couldn't agree more. I legit think Argentina will take it. I'm thinking they're obviously favorites, but I'm saying they're going to win this year. You know, I'm actually really happy for, especially during last Copa America, he finally won something with his national team. Messi, he deserved it. He deserved it. Like he finally just wins something. That's what I'll be happy for if they actually win the World Cup.
You know, and that's why I'm noticing a pattern here. Do you guys think they're gonna win, or do you guys want them to win?
Well,
Because I find everybody
I
wants
think
Messi to win.
No, I
and
think
I do too.
I think and I want. It's like
I hear that. So it's the sentimental pick.
Exactly.
It's the
legacy.
LeBron's 35 years old.
No, but their team is stacked. Their team is stacked. He'll go off the roster.
Yeah,
Look,
like they got
not
Emmanuel
stacked.
Martinez, who I think is the best keeper when it comes to saving penalties. It's
great.
He plays for Aston Villa.
But did you see what he did in Copa America to Colombia when he literally told the guy, "You're gonna miss," and the guy
It
started
was
dancing.
Yeti Mina, a center back from Everton.
Okay, but he psyched them out, which is very key. And when it comes to penalties,
But he's not their first choice goalie though.
But he also did it to Bruno Fernandes in the EPL last year, and Ronaldo was afraid to take the penalty, and he let Bruno take the penalty. Bruno roofed it like he was a place kicker in the
been
NFL.
good. He's been good for Argentina in the past, but I don't think he's their first choice goalie. But
And
I
then-
think it's some next guy from River Plate.
But going off that, they got good. That's my opinion
that's
for
mine.
goalie.
I
And
hear you.
then when it comes to the defense, the center back core, I think they got the two best center back pairs when it comes to Romero and Martinez.
Martinez solid.
That's the best center back pair in the World Cup for me.
Okay.
And if
okay.
you could find another two,
Let's talk about
please
their
bring it up.
midfield. Let's talk about their midfield though.
yeah, they got a good midfield too. They got McAllister on Brighton.
And Di Maria.
Brighton's
You
one,
know, real
Brian's
quick,
one of those
real
up
quick,
and
I
coming
was
teams.
shocked that Alexis McAllister is Argentinian. I would have never guessed that.
You got to stop judging a book by its cover.
Alexis McAllister? It doesn't even sound Argentinian, but go on.
Neither does that.
That doesn't even, McAllister?
Yo,
Di Maria made the list, right?
Di Maria
he's
is
there,
on the
he's there.
team. You got
We also got as well from he used to play for Juve. Now he plays for Roma. Dybala up front.
Way past his prime.
But it's good to get a sub in there. You're never gonna probably get a
know,
goal.
but
So.
he-
Ball different, man.
It was a little bit too. He got
They
a
got-
little bit too much too soon.
They got
Dybala.
Lautaro Martinez. Who,
I like him.
He's solid.
I like him. You know, but they're thin. Their squad is not that deep. I'm telling you, people. Their midfield, other than maybe like the biggest name I could think of in their midfield is Leandro Paredes, who's decent. He's a good player.
Solid,
but
yeah.
none of these guys are real stalwarts in the middle. They're not superstar midfield players that they have. I like their forwards, Julian Alvarez, who only just came onto the major European scene this year. Lautaro Martinez is a good player. I like Messi, even though he's 35 years old. Their
How about Di
team-
Maria? He's a little
Di Maria,
past
but
it.
he's
He
been,
can
but
still
he's
do
been
something.
shaken up. He's very good, Di Maria, but he's shaken up with injuries. Was he not injured?
he played last game for Juve.
Okay, but he was shaken up with injuries a little bit earlier in the season. He was questionable whether he was going to be playing for the World Cup. And I don't know. He's also what's Di Maria? 33, 34 years
He's
old.
30 something.
I
for
mean,
sure.
like.
Mid-30s, I'd say.
I don't trust Argentina's team. I want Messi to win. This is not just because I'm Colombian. I have nothing against them. I don't trust that team. I think they're thin in the midfield, and I don't know if they don't get goals from Messi, from those guys up front, they have no chance.
Nah, that I agree with. But the thing for me is I think this is the best all-around team they've had in the Messi era.
Alright,
Because if you go back to 14, like after Mascherano, who was their center back pair? Marcus Rojo? Are you like really? Or is that where we're going? Like this is for
This
me.
team just seems very
Mascherano
complete.
wasn't
Seems
down for
very
Yeah,
complete.
it's more
Yeah.
all around. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like the midfield is the weakest part of the team, 100%. But I feel like it's the most all around team, which is what you need for a full 90 to win this.
All we can
to
do
win
now is
this
basically
tournament.
wait until next week, sit back and watch.
Well,
See
they
what
definitely have
unfolds.
the
Basically.
benefit of having Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland in their group.
And I don't know. For me, I say Argentina will obviously take that group, and then it's going to be a toss-up. I say between Mexico, Poland.
Poland will get it.
You think so? Lewandowski will just
Yes.
have
I think Lewandowski will
I do.
will his way
Yeah.
to get it, and Lewandowski
I
will.
think this
will
is
last
a big
his way.
tournament.
for
Poland
him.
didn't have that
Yeah.
great of a. I don't know, but
They need to make it at least a decent run. Just
but
for them
never
to have
count
a
on
great
Mexico.
legacy
Mexico always
for
has those
Poland.
good runs every World Cup.
I know. I don't
But
trust
but
them
with
this year.
Jimenez, but after
Yeah,
Jimenez's
I
head
don't.
injury, he's never been the same player.
I think Mexico. Remember, they struggled to make it into the. I think they were third. I think they were behind us and the
Canada.
US.
Canada,
Yeah,
they
to get in.
tied
They
Canada.
struggled.
They tied Canada in Mexico, and then they lost in Alberta to Canada, of course. But
Yeah, they struggled. They struggled to get into to this World Cup. To be honest with you,
And
Mexico
then
has.
I'm gonna say for me it'll be probably Argentina. I'm gonna say I don't know Mexico, Poland. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Argentina for sure. I'm not quite sure about the second spot. What do you guys think?
We all agree with Argentina. I'd say
Argentina and
Poland.
the winner of Mexico and Poland will
Yeah.
be the second seed. Saudi Arabia, just like Qatar, if you get a goal,
Be,
celebrate it.
and
Live
be
it
happy you're in
up.
the World Cup. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, at least they qualified, right? All right, so we're gonna move on to Group D. So we have teams like France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
Oh.
Okay. So
France
who
off the
we got getting out of there? That's a very
That's a
underrated group.
reigning defending champions right there. We got France, but without Pogba, obviously. When he was a huge part in their run when they won last time, huge part. So he's not there, but they still got a fully star-studded squad, right?
Yeah, I think France wins this group easily, but I was
Easily.
shocked when I seen they only brought 6 midfielders to
let's
the
see
World
what they
Cup.
have.
Yeah, it's hard for France to repeat though when you lose Pogba and N'Golo Kante. Kante was doing the dirty work.
Oh, yeah,
Kante
Kante, I didn't even
was
take
like
that in.
sweeping the
Oh.
ball. Like losing those two in your
Last World
center
Cup?
mid is very very difficult to replace. I mean, when you're replacing Conte or Pogba with Rabiot, I mean, I'll leave that alone. I don't want Rabiot's mom to come after me or anything like that.
And he shut down Messi last World Cup. Remember that? Conte, he was phenomenal.
Conte man-marked Messi
phenomenal.
to a T. That was one of the best games of 2018 World Cup when France played Argentina.
We have, obviously, the Hernandez brothers. Obviously, Hugo being net. We have Varane. Let's see who
Varane's injured though. I'm surprised he made that team. He did pull his groin.
You think Griezmann's just gonna come out of his shell now and just break out? Because he's been quiet lately. Obviously, Griezmann hasn't really
He's always played well
I
for
wanted
France,
to ask you guys this, because Olivier Giroud is on the team. So
Interesting.
The all-time goal leader for France is the great Thierry Henry with 51. Olivier Giroud has 49 goals, so he needs 2 more to tie Henry, 3 to break it. Will he do it this World Cup?
How many goals did he have last World Cup? I think none. Remember, he had like a drought. He had no goals last World Cup. Remember that? I think it was like something because I kept seeing people like just talking about it. I don't know. This World Cup, I don't think he had. I don't because Mbappe was just a star that time.
That's why I don't know. Maybe Maxi gets to because I don't think that he's going to be. He's not going to be seeing that much.
I don't think he's going to start. Yeah, there's no way he's going to start.
He needs two to tie.
Oh, and they got Benzema.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be all about Benzema. It's all about Benzema.
Benzema's definitely starting.
Jeez, imagine Mbappe,
Benzema. So we're going with under 2. He does not tie Thierry Henry in this World Cup.
He doesn't get more than 2
unless he goes in, say, for a game. When they play against, if they play against Tunisia,
that's what I'm saying. He might.
If they play against, I guess Australia, Denmark might. That's my second pick getting out of that group. But I don't know. You never know. He might. I don't think he's gonna pass it. I say he'll get a goal, but I don't think he'll pass it.
He's not even. And by the way, Giroud is on this team. Like he earned he has merit. Like he has been brilliant.
He earned his keep for AC Milan.
He's been brilliant this season for AC Milan.
He's the guy, 100%.
Even though he's getting up there, and they won the league title last year, first time in years they did that. But he's not even their third choice striker. They got Nkunku, who's probably their third
on
forward.
Leipzig.
You know what I mean? He's been absolutely
he can ball on
brilliant.
Leipzig, 100%.
And they got Benzema, and they got Mbappe, and they got Griezmann, who, like I said earlier, for the last 10 years, in my opinion, he's been France's best player. They should have won that Euro Cup against Portugal.
They should have.
And he was the player
in
of the
their home. In their home, they should have.
He was the player of the tournament. Griezmann. He had 5 goals. That's when he was doing the phone call celebration.
They should have finished it.
In 2018,
had a hot track
when everybody loved Mbappe and Mbappe was brilliant, he had 4 goals that tournament. So did Griezmann.
And that game too, France was demolishing them with like shots against possession. Because that's a good game of football that we all love. Doesn't matter what, regardless. You could be leading 80-20 possession. The other team can have 1 or 2 shots. Like, look, Macedonia versus Italy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that matters. Yeah. You could outperform your other team. You could just do whatever you want to do. But guess what? Doesn't matter. At the end of the game, whatever the score is, the score is. That's the beautiful game of soccer.
So does France France defend or no?
They win the group, that's for sure.
I say they make it final. This will be pushing. I don't know if you guys agree. I say they make it to final 4 semis. I think France makes the semis.
And I like Denmark to make it out the group as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna go with that.
I'll go with the European teams getting out. I say France losing to round 16.
Okay.
See about that.
We'll see.
Let's get to the group of death. This is the
all
group
right.
of death.
So as what Matt calls the group of death, Group E. So we have Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan.
Germany?
Group of death. This I don't know if that's the group of death.
Me personally, I really like this Japan team. Maybe I should just say I like some of the players.
Yeah, please.
I like the culture.
You read the players?
I like the culture that Japanese football has had since even when the women won the World Cup. I believe that was 2014. I don't remember when exactly it was, but the women's team, they beat USA.
The one time the U.S. team did not win.
Well, if you remember, that Japanese team was playing like Barcelona. Like the football they were playing was absolutely incredible. And like I said, maybe I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm biased, but Minamino's still there. Tomiyasu's still there.
Is Kamada on the team?
No. Matoma from Brighton. They got some excellent players on that team. But I've always liked Japanese football. Germany's Germany. We know how good
they're going to be a powerhouse for sure. See,
Spain, I love Spain, but
they can make deep runs. It's a new generation of Spain. If you take it's a new generation.
Who's their striker though? I mean,
Morata.
Exactly.
That's what he started.
Do you
think he's going to start? I think before he comes off the bench.
Maybe.
Let's be real
he
for a
was
second.
getting death threats in the Euro. He was missing the target.
It'll help when your family don't claim you.
Do you guys agree with this now? Do you guys agree with Ramos now making the cut?
They were getting death threats. His family was getting death threats too because he was missing goals, and the family's like, we don't even mess with him. Don't send those threats our way. And they stopped getting threats after that.
Do you guys agree with that? That I was just asking that question. Like Ramos didn't make the cut for the team.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I think
new
it was the
generation.
right.
Yeah, it's
I
new
think it was the
generation.
right move because you got Azpilicueta who deserved a spot. You got Carvajal on the right back. You got Pau Torres on Villarreal who could really play, and you got Laporte on City. Like
Carvajal-
I think it's a
getting an
mistake. I think it's a mistake. They
I
definitely
get that
should've brought
veteran
Ramos.
role
and then
in
you
there.
got
They
and you
should've
got
brought
and
Ramos.
then you need Alba. You need Alba on the as the left back. But I think the problem with not having Ramos on the team was because maybe his ego might kick in that he's not playing. Like he's not getting the minutes.
So what do you need Caesar as Piliqueta for?
Can't be like a veteran
to
leadership.
sub
I personally
Carvajal
think
on
that-
as the right back.
I think
Because
Ramos should've
Carvajal
been
can't
on
play
it.
a full 90.
Yes, he can.
Carvajal can't play a full 90.
No, he's up in age too. He's up
one
in
of the
age.
best
That's what I'm
right
saying.
backs
That's why
in
you
the
have. That's why you have Azpilicueta there
Azpilicueta's
to
not?
rotate.
I'd
No, I need to
still put
rotate
Ramos on this
Carvajal.
team.
To
That's
rotate
true, but
Carvajal.
Azpilicueta for the last 2 years has been terrible for Chelsea.
But the last time Ramos played right back was like 09 or 08.
Yeah, but
That's
still,
been a-
like
it's
Johnny
been a
was saying
while.
earlier,
But
you bring
question.
Ramos for the experience.
Yeah,
But Ted, I
veteran
have a
role.
question for you. So you don't think that they could end up having him in the team for like locker room leadership?
Yeah, we're.
I understand, but I'm saying, will his ego get in the way of him
No.
realizing that he's not playing?
No.
Because when he's on
I
PSG,
don't
he
think
at
so.
least plays.
No,
when
I
he's
get
on
what you're saying for
PSG.
sure.
But
Because some
also,
players are like
maybe it's
that.
because he's older too, and like sometimes players start to
But you
mature.
got to remember, a guy like Ramos won everything.
World Cup, Euro
Everything.
Cup, Champions
Exactly
League.
why it wouldn't affect him. He's already
won
won a World Cup. He's already
everything.
won a Euro Cup.
But I get what he's saying too, because sometimes those big players and stuff get the egos. But I don't know. I don't think
Because
Ramos like
one of
that.
those is like in
I think his
basketball
stats say-
you
his
could
stats
be
say it all.
D Wade, who can come off the bench, or you get AI who don't want to, and
But you know what I
don't-
think is
your
different though,
career is
Teddy.
different.
You know what I think is different when you have certain loyalties to, and you have these problems in change rooms and locker rooms with people that have loyalties to the people who pay their paychecks and pay their wages. When you're playing for your country, that loyalty is just the loyalty you have from being born and raised and representing your country. It's a little bit different compared to if you're Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo would never do what he's doing in Manchester United for Portugal. You know why? Because it's his country.
Oh, he goes the extra
It's a
mile.
little
He
bit
goes the
different.
extra.
So if they were to bring Sergio
I
Ramos
just
in,
want to know how we got from Spain to Portugal.
no, because I'm
NBA,
I'm making
to
a point. I'm making a point that
We're going all over the
Sergio
world.
Ramos, if they bring him into the locker room, he's not gonna have no problem with his ego because he's representing his country.
That I don't know.
Definitely not.
But I want to talk about Germany, man. I think Germany wins that group over Spain.
Powerhouse.
But
Powerhouse.
Manuel Neuer still arguably a top 3 keeper in the world. I mean,
The roster's like stacked. They could
Yeah.
even, you know what? You could even consider them top 4. They could be favorites too.
they
You
still
know,
got Mueller.
They're a
Mueller's on
cohesive
the
unit.
team.
They're very they're just whenever their style, like the tradition when they play. It's just I love watching Germany.
They got that young kid from Bayern, Musiala. Musiala,
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very crafty player. That's a sleeper to watch out for in the World Cup this year.
I love
for
watching
me.
Muller for some reason. Just a legend. I like watching. I
It's
love
all-
watching him.
It's all about who's gonna be bagging goals for them. Personally, that's what it's gonna come down to for Germany.
Yeah, so you got it's gonna come down to Havertz, Timo Werner.
Is that Mario? He's back.
Mario who?
How would you say his last name? The guy that scored a goal. Was that the guy that scored
No,
a goal
he's
back
not
there?
on this team.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, good say. He's not on this.
No, he's not on that team.
No, I was gonna say there's no way.
No.
Legend has come back 10 years later.
No,
to
no.
They're thin at striker. That's the only thing that worries me with Germany.
But I say they'll probably top it with Spain. That group's just easy peasy.
For sure. That's what I'm saying.
That was a good group to go over.
None
The
of-
game to watch for is when you play Costa Rica, because if Keylor Neves is balling, man, that game might be 0-0.
They're
Oh,
always-
great keeper,
They're always
yeah.
sneaky good, Costa Rica.
Yeah, if Keylor Neves is if he's having a good game, man, that 0-0 betting line, you live bet it 0-0. If he is balling out of control, 0-0, you live bet that.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. But we're gonna move on to Group F. So we have Belgium, Canada,
Hey,
Morocco, and we got Croatia.
That's the group of death.
We gotta do it
for
one
me.
time. Oh, Canada. Hey, guess what, guys? We're not talking about hockey. We're not talking about hockey. We're talking about soccer. We're talking about football right now,
Shocking.
guys. Okay?
Yo,
Let's take that
I still
in.
can't believe I'm actually old enough to witness Team Canada actually making the World Cup as actually disqualifying.
And guess what?
I
Their
know.
campaign was tremendous. They played very, very good.
for sure.
They
Like,
won.
I was
They
so
won.
happy.
CONCACAF.
That was great. That was
They won
phenomenal.
I remember going to the first game against Honduras when they tied 0-0. No, 1-1. Sorry, they tied 1-1. Both, Canada scored on penalties. Both goals, I think, were on penalties that game. Anyways, long story short, I said to myself, man, I don't know if they're going to even make it. Because it was, they tied Honduras here, which was like, I was like, damn. Like, all I know for Honduras is they make jerseys. Don't get mad at me. I'm just calling it how it is. But
Their campaign was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Who made the cut, too? I think, like, Orzario made the cut.
Yeah, a bunch
Larea
of
made the
them, a
cut.
bunch of
Henry.
them.
Just the main guys you always know, anyways.
No, I think Daniil might have made it, but he's injured, or he didn't make the cut because he might be injured. One of those.
I just hope Alphonso Davies is 100%.
Just be helpful.
I know he's
Jonathan
on the
David?
roster. I know he's on the roster. I hope he plays because they need him from getting embarrassed.
And up front, who I say was going to probably be the X factor as well is Kyle Lauren for sure. Lauren, sorry. I think. But he was what? Doesn't he have like the record for the all-time?
He does.
Yeah,
He
he's
does.
phenomenal. Is he playing in Turkey now, I believe,
No,
too?
now he's in Belgium.
Oh, Belgium. Okay,
he's
sure.
in
He's in
Bruges
Belgium
now.
with Club Bruges. But
Free him up from Bruges, though. He needs some minutes, man. Free him up. Free him up from the bench.
You see, he's gonna be big, but also his teammate for Club Bruges, Tajon Buchanan. He's gonna have to be.
Oh, yeah,
big.
he's good.
He's good on the wing. Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah,
Davis
he
gonna
can hoop on
he's
the
gonna have
wing.
to show me what all the hustle and all the fuss is about because I haven't really
I know,
seen
yeah,
it with
exactly.
him. I know that he's
They
a good
highly
player.
talk of him too, highly
I
always.
give him credit for being on a little team that won league. I actually give him credit for winning a title during PSG's reign. But I mean, I've always said about this Canada team, their defense is just super questionable.
We got Fonte, don't worry.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But you see, he's listed here as a forward. I don't know what they're planning. I don't know if you've seen that right there. He's listed in the forward. So maybe John Herdman has something that we don't know about. But
I don't know. But you know, it's just as a fellow Canadian, I'm just happy that they made it.
Me too.
Like, you know what? I'm happy they made it. Realistically speaking, the first game was against Belgium. I'll be very happy if we get a point out of it. Let's just say that.
A point?
'Cause Belgium's very good. Belgium's
A
very
point?
good. I don't know if I don't think that you would think they beat Belgium.
I hope they get a goal.
No,
Let alone
okay.
a point.
No, we don't. It's like, you know, at least get a
Absolutely.
point. Get a
I'm
point.
just
You're
happy that
get a
they're there.
5-1 is okay for me.
Get a point. You'll be very
No,
happy
I
with
mean
that.
like the whole the whole group. If they get one goal, like I'm happy.
Croatia,
for them.
Modric, all those guys.
I told
They
you
made the World Cup
target-
final last
The
one.
target for Canada is at least 3 points in this group. If we can get,
You think they could
points.
take it out? I think they could take Morocco somehow.
I don't
You
know,
think
man.
so?
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know.
Score
I think
goals,
we could
get
get
back
some
a little.
I think we can get some results from these teams. First of all, Belgium is super overrated. They're not
Yeah.
that good. Take away Kevin De Bruyne. First of all, Romelu Lukaku. People are trying to bring him up. I thought he was bad. Is Romelu Lukaku good or is he bad? I don't know. People can't seem to make up
I
their
say in
mind on him.
the 50.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, who else do they have in their midfield? I like Trossard. I really do for Brighton.
They got the Hazard brothers.
Yuri Tillemans.
Sorry,
They got the
bro.
Hazard
Eden
brothers.
Hazard, way past his prime.
Togun's the better one
And he
today.
promised Real Madrid
the-
fans he's going to do something.
Yeah,
He
you
has
know,
done
the
nothing.
other Hazard wasn't good enough to make it to that Real Madrid level, so how good is he really?
I love De Bruyne, though. De Bruyne, Man
Of
City,
course, we all
phenomenal.
do. And if you take him out of this team, they're not talked about. the way
Exactly.
they
I'm
are,
gonna tell you
know?
about a sleeper on this Belgian team. They got Bassour. I don't even know if I said his name right.
Batshuayi.
But thank you.
For Fenerbahce.
Yes, you better. Yeah,
a good player.
He's a good player.
Is he better than Lukaku though?
Well, depends which Lukaku you get. You get like, are you getting Everton Lukaku or are you getting Chelsea Lukaku?
No. What about Belgium Lukaku? Because he never showed up for them.
I agree. Like Inter
Well, he got
Lukaku is the
paid,
best
though.
Lukaku.
True.
And it's the Inter one.
I think Belgium, yeah, they're clearly probably the class of this group.
And
but
one
I
more
just don't
thing
think
about
they're that
Morocco.
good.
I mean, when you got Hakimi and Ziyech
Yeah,
on your
Ziyech
team,
will be playing there,
Ziyech
yeah.
is finally back on Morocco
No, they're
with
good.
Hakimi.
They've always had
That's a
players.
good game. Actually, one the Canada. Okay, now realistically speaking, guys. Okay, we all have that Canadian pride.
Yeah.
Do you see Canada at least cracking and getting the third spot? I don't think they're making it out of this group. You know what? Even
I
though
just
like
said that's
yeah,
the goal.
The goal, yeah.
3 points. That's what.
And
That's
you
what I
think
said.
realistic? I don't.
I
just hope-
think it is realistic.
I just
hope
hope
the
they get a
goal.
goal. I just hope they get a goal because in '86 the closest they came to was hitting the bar.
I'm gonna tell you why I think it's realistic
is that too
because if you really think about it right now, and I know it's more than just one player, you know,
Yeah.
regardless of what Teddy would make you believe about Harry Maguire. But
Harry
like,
Maguire is awful. They have a mixtape
name me
of
the
him.
player on Morocco that's bigger, better, more acclaimed, more accomplished than Alphonso Davies.
Hakimi.
There isn't one.
Hakimi.
He's not.
Hakimi.
Hakimi has not accomplished what Alphonso
No,
Davies has in world football.
no, I agree with
In
you.
such a short time, too, Alphonso.
accomplishes more, but Hakimi is a top 3 right back in the world.
True, and I don't think he's better than Alphonso Davies.
But Alfonso plays on the left.
I know that, but I'm just saying, left, right, wing back, I don't think he's as good as Alphonso
Both
Davies.
superior players. I
know what I
may
mean?
say.
But the crazy thing is, the way if they don't put Alfonso as the number 9, hopefully they don't do that.
They won't.
If they're gonna have to go up against each other, which would be a great game to watch.
True. It's true.
That's what I would like
I
to
like
see.
Alphonso Davies. You know, and Jonathan David. People are saying that he's worth 60, 70 million euros.
and the goals he gets are just very
Yeah, so, like-
I don't know. I think he's very. I wouldn't say overrated, but they talk highly of him. Anyways, guys, next group.
They do.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna end up moving into Group G. Now we have Brazil,
Brazil.
Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
So who's getting out this group? Who's the winner? Who's
Yeah.
I say Brazil. I don't know. Brazil. There's always high expectation for them, regardless.
There is.
You got the Neymar. I wouldn't say
This
fanboys,
is one
but
of the best teams they've had in a while.
and you know what? The one
I
thing we're saying
disagree
too
with
is
that.
Alves. How is he? How did he
don't
get?
know. know why?
Brazil has no right backs or left backs, which is painful. Growing like as a kid for
They
me
don't
growing
have to
up,
start Alex Telles, bro.
For me, growing up, it was
Yeah,
like
two
the
left
it was the Cafus, it was the Marcelos, it was the Roberto Carlos. Like
This is
it
the best
was
team.
that
This
era.
is
It
the
was
best
that
team.
era growing up. Like
is the
for
best
Brazil.
Oh.
So for me, like after watching like the 2000s or late 90s Brazil, like after that, like I don't look at Brazil the same.
That's exactly what I just said, though.
I don't-
This is
I
the
don't
best team they've had since probably that 2002
No,
team.
I think that 14 team is better than this team
No,
on
they're
paper
not.
with David Luiz. I think
Was that the year they
team,
got crushed by Germany?
yeah, and when they hosted the World
When they
Cup.
got-
Yeah, I don't
They
think that
got
team was demolished.
They got embarrassed 7-1.
I-
I think that
7-1.
I think that 14 team is better than this team because the weak points on this team is the right back and left back position.
What
and
was-
and you could get burned. You know this from playing. You could get burned quick if you're
I just don't
right
think they
backs and left
boast.
backs don't hold.
They didn't boast attackers like Anthony, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Neymar, Rafinha, and they left my boy Firmino off.
Wait,
I don't
he's
know
off.
I
Why
don't
is
know
that? Is he
they did
injured?
that. Yeah, because they probably picked Richarlison and this other guy named Pedro who I'd never heard of.
Jesus
They
is
picked
doing
him
stuff.
instead of-
He's doing good
No,
though.
Jesus
Yeah,
deserves
he
to be
deserves
there.
it. He deserves it.
to be there. Richarlison doesn't deserve to be it over
Whoa,
Firmino.
How
that's
about
a hot
the
take right
goalkeeper?
there.
How
How about the
You don't want
goalkeeper
Richarlison?
situation? Allison or Ederson? A lot of people are saying Ederson. I think Allison for
the
sure.
best goalie in the world.
Ah, no, I'll take Ederson.
the best
Ederson. Yeah, that's
goalie
what I
in
mean.
the
It's a
world,
it's a toss. It's a
Because
toss. man.
Ederson's counters, like when you catch the ball, you do the throw or you do the goal kick. Ederson's counters are brilliant for City.
Not better than
I don't know if
Alisson.
they'll carry. I don't know.
Better than Allison.
Alisson's questionable sometimes. He does
He's the
those
only
amateur.
goalie. He's the only goalie with like 2 assists in the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. And the thing is, I'll give you, people love Ederson. I'll give you this.
He needs some
because
allergy medicine?
They argue that he's the best on the ball goalkeeper with the ball at his feet. That's what most people say about Ederson. With the ball at his feet, he's the best in the world. He probably
Allison
is.
has too many mistakes.
Allison is brilliant with the ball at his feet, and he's a better shot stopper, in my opinion, obviously, than Ederson. That's
And
why
so
Hey,
many
it's always good.
rivalries. You see, like Liverpool, Man City. Do you think that ever, like even other soccer worlds too, like just teams, like you always overhear that and stuff. I was watching a documentary at the time, 2004 in Greece one, whatever, and they're saying stuff back then, like how usually there's teams like say Porto, Benfica. Sometimes players don't gel because of that. They actually take it into the locker room.
Yeah.
Look at this here. You have so many teams that are just like I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
got like what's his name? Martinelli.
he's
You got
been
Martinelli on
balling.
Arsenal.
Balling this
Like
season.
You tell me. You know what I'm trying to say, right? You tell me they don't jab at each other.
And
so-
Vinicius,
it's like Spain when the Barca and the Real players
Yeah,
collided.
that's what I mean. That's what
yeah,
I mean. You know what I'm trying to say,
you
right?
mean.
It has to be. I seen that documentary was like it's incredible. Like some players don't get along. It's just crazy. Anyways, go back to your take of Brazil. I don't know.
I just don't see Brazil. I see Brazil getting out the group, of course,
You
winning
say
it.
final 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I can't recall the last time I seen Brazil losing before a quarter
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
06.
Disappointing.
Since
Serbia's
06.
Serbia's got that little, like, little-
They have good
they-
players.
they
on
got
their
something
team,
good.
bro. They got that young kid who.
You got Cameroon and you got the Swiss, but
Who's Cameroon's marquee player right now? Is Xhaka? Because I seen Xhaka went down against Sting. Is he gonna be able to play?
you're talking about Cameroon or Swiss?
No, for Swiss.
Oh, because Cameroon they got the guy on Bayern,
their marquee
Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting.
Never lived up to his potential.
Yeah, but he's
Choupo-Moting.
a solid player.
He's a decent player.
He is a solid
Does
player.
Swiss still have that guy? He went to MLS, came back. What's his name?
Shaqiri.
Do they still? Is he?
I
Still?
guarantee he's probably still on the squad.
Oh,
He has- he has
100%.
a-
That, but hey,
100%.
take it in though. That, but
No, he's
that,
on the team.
That
Shaqiri's
scissors
on the
kick though.
team.
That time was dirty.
Hey,
That was.
you don't gotta tell me I'm a Liverpool fan, man.
That's
Trust me, I
what-
know all
But
about
They
one
never played
but
for
one
good
thing about
anyways, but-
Swiss is what I'll give them is Jan Sommer, one of the best goalies out there, top 5 easily. He plays on Gladbach.
So very underrated, you
So,
believe?
but they also
Jan
Granit
Sommer.
Xhaka is there?
Jan
Okay.
Sommer.
Yeah.
He was the keeper that when in the Euros when France was up 3-1 held the fort, saved. Well, Mbappe actually roofed it, so he didn't have to do anything. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and they have a Kanji from Man City too. Yeah, their midfield is definitely their strength.
You're gonna
Switzerland.
be so mean to
Their
me.
midfield's definitely their strength.
Yeah,
But I
my
think Serbia comes out of the
It's
group
okay.
alongside Brazil.
Shaqiri, my boys in there.
Yeah, I think definitely Brazil and Serbia. I'd give the nod to.
Yeah, or if it's not Serbia, I say Swiss.
You know
What I
why?
do.
Because Serbia's got goal scorers. In tournament football, man, it's all about scoring goals. That's
Exactly.
what it's all. The teams that's why Spain was able to do what they did because they had David Villa putting in 7 goals and Fernando Torres putting
Remember
in
that
Hey
back
6
then?
man,
goals.
hey, if you played on that Spain team and you were a number 9, you were bound to score with that
Well, you
midfield
had
Yeah,
service.
but before
You
they
were
showed
bound
up,
to
before they
score.
showed up, Spain was known for being losers. It's just the truth. They never
then-
won us.
then-
They sniffed
They had their
nothing.
good decade.
No,
They had
but
a good
They
decade.
never
though.
won. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before
they
those
were-
guys showed up.
But they were lacking midfield quality, like in the Raul era.
But see,
That's
but
the
that's-
Raul
but-
era.
but
They
I
were
love
lacking
Raul. What a
midfield.
stud. What a player he
They were
was.
lacking midfield quality. Like we always talk about this. If Raul played with Iniesta, Xavi in their prime, those guys probably win every game by 2 goals minimum.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like World
Imagine
Cup.
a prime
Yo.
Iniesta, prime Javi. Oh my God, with
With
Raul.
Raul?
Ooh,
But yeah,
geez.
you know
You
what's
gotta
crazy?
look at it from this perspective. If he was just born 5 years later.
Later.
Who?
You know who blame for that? Blame his parents.
Yeah, but see, this is gonna bother a lot of people. But WB and Fernando Torres were both better than Raul. I'm sorry to tell people that. I know they don't want to hear that, but you know what I mean. Raul is good of a player.
David Villa's a top goal scorer,
and Fernando Torres are both better than him. I'm sorry to say that. You know what I mean?
As long as you get playing time and you're still on the tee, you know.
Of course, I love Raul, by the way.
And last but not least, it's Group H.
I got to do this, guys. 1 second. Sweet.
So we got Brazil and Serbia winning their last group. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we have in Group H, we have Portugal, Ghana, Freddie's squad, Uruguay, and Korea Republic.
Shout out to Korea. Shout out to K-pop.
Who's winning it? I need predictions.
I say Portugal's coming out of this group, and I'd say it's either going to be, I don't know. It's going to be probably Ghana and Uruguay. But see what I was saying before, guys, we started, how it's always Uruguay, Portugal. They somehow meet in these World Cup, and it's always a good game.
Yeah.
But that's my take on that.
I really like Uruguay's team. I fucking like their fucking
Suarez
team,
is still in the cut, right? He's still in the cut?
Yeah,
Suarez is on the team.
How about Cavani's too old?
I think he's there as well.
His goal betting line is 1.5 for the tournament.
But he's still
Luis Suarez will
get
more than 1.5
This
goals.
is going to be Uruguay's first tournament in over a decade where Suarez and Cavani are not their two best players, in my opinion.
Really?
Fede Valverde for Real Madrid is absolutely brilliant. I think he's one of the best players in the world, personally. In the Champions League final, he absolutely undid us. He's the one that put it right on Vinicius' foot when he scored the goal. They have Valverde Betancourt from Tottenham. They got Darwin Núñez, my guy, who I'm going to tell people right now he's going to be a star, if he's not already. Darwin Núñez is going to be their first choice striker. And that team's always had players. Always have players who are capable. I love that Uruguay team, but Portugal wins the group.
Yeah, I think so. This is just an easy peasy group. I say Portugal, and it's going to be a toss-up of Uruguay or Ghana, I guess.
Trust me.
Well, I'm going to have to be the odd one out, and I'm going to keep it short. And I'm going to say Korea beats Portugal again, just like 20 years ago.
No.
Just like 20 years ago. They did it in 2002. I don't care if there's a red card or not. They did it again. They did it once. They could do it again. And don't be surprised if Portugal does not get out the group and Ronaldo goes back to Manchester.
Maybe Teddy knows something that we don't. The fix is in.
Hey guys, you know
like 20 years ago.
Hey guys, how about the communities here? Like, you got the Italians, Portuguese, but Italians are in the Portuguese. Are they going to celebrate in the snow if it's snowing December? Absolutely.
And Ghana, and one more
100%.
thing, and Ghana gets, was it Ghana or Cameroon?
Ghana.
No, in 2010 when Suarez did the handball.
Ghana.
And Ghana gets the revenge against Uruguay.
Oh,
a lot of history in this group.
Ghana's got a couple good players actually. Thomas Partey. They got Koundé from Ajax. They got some good players.
All right, so question for you guys: who do you think's gonna be your coming out player?
Ooh, the coming out party.
Yeah, like who's gonna turn themselves into a legend during this?
That's a good question.
Termedi on Iran. Termedi.
For me, I'm gonna say I don't know, but he's out. He has a name and stuff. But I'm gonna say for England, Foden. I think he's gonna shine for this tournament. I think he will. Think so?
You know, honestly, that's a good question. I think there's a couple. Like I was saying earlier, I think one of the best young players in the world, even though he's known, is Valverde. I think he's going to be huge. But also, I think
he plays with Bentancur on Uruguay.
I think Netherlands. Who does?
No, Valverde. Him and Bentancur. That's a solid duo for center mid.
I know, but
for Uruguay.
I know Bentancur is decent, but Valverde is way better than him. But what I was gonna say also for Netherlands, Cody Gakpo or Javi Simons. I think those two are young players that not a lot of people know about, that have star potential. There's already big teams in Europe looking at them. Javi Simons actually he's on PSV, but he was with PSG and they have a buyback clause after 2023. So depending on how well he plays in this World Cup, you can guarantee that PSG is going to invoke that and bring him right back. Okay. So I think those are the guys to look at: Javi Simons and Gakpo.
All right, and our next question we end up having: who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot?
Okay, so I can start off. I'm gonna say, obviously it's so it's with Portugal. I could say not even Ronaldo, because remember you could even get in just the group stage as many goals as you can. If that your amount still stays on until whatever round it goes, no one breaks it, you still win it.
Of course,
so
100%.
I don't know. I say Ronaldo's the PK kick. Like remember the other tournaments, he had 3 goals, 4 goals in just in penalty kicks. So I don't know. I'll say a top 3. I say, as cliche as this may sound, I say Mbappe.
Ronaldo, Messi.
Yeah, send it off.
You see, I think it's also going to come down to the team, right? That makes it the furthest. Unless somebody just loses their mind in the group stage, and it doesn't mean that much.
What team do you think that is?
I personally think, obviously, an obvious choice to look at is Benzema.
Oh, Benzi, I forgot him.
My boy, maybe I'm biased, I just had to throw it in, Darwin Núñez. And I also think, you see, this one's tough for me because right now, even for his club, he's playing brilliant, but he's not scoring goals. And for this team to go far, they're going to need this guy to score goals, and that's Gabriel Jesus. I think he has been playing out of his mind this season for Arsenal. He's been the major difference for them this season on why they're on top of the league.
I thought you were going to say Lewandowski for a second.
No, because I don't think they're gonna make it deep enough. That's the only reason.
Maybe
why
if he gets 8 goals against Saudi Arabia.
You know what I mean? Maybe. And
We'll get to you guys after that.
And I'm also thinking about guys who I know are going to be starting 100%. You know what I mean? I might say some other players, but I don't know if they're going to get enough time to be able to get the golden boot. It's literally there on a silver platter for people like Benzema. You know what I mean?
True goal scorers.
Yes, somebody from Brazil is going to have to be a top
imagine
goal scorer.
Neymar.
Otherwise, they're not going to win. Yeah, but he's not a...
I just hope he doesn't give us a show just a top performance like diving. You know how Neymar is.
See, that last one.
That's just Brazil in general. I put it out there.
intended.
Yes, I put it out there. Brazil invented flop it.
But when's
like,
the
why
last
wear that
time,
jersey?
Teddy, they had better forwards than they did now?
Hold on.
right, what
I'm
about
gonna go now. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. So the betting favorite to get the most goals is Harry Kane 7-1, followed by Mbappe at 9-1. Then Neymar's 10-1, the third choice. For me, it's a sleeper. You gotta dig down deep. Since Argentina's gonna win the World Cup, in my belief, Messi will be the Golden Ball winner. Who's gonna get the service on the team? Messi can't score all the goals. It's gonna be Martinez, Lautaro Martinez, and you could get that price at 25-1. Easy money. You heard it from your boy first.
And
I like Lautaro Martinez.
Clip that.
And that's from what is that from? Bet365.
That's from Bet365.
You hear that, guys? Give him a sponsorship there.
That's early payout right there if you bet before the game.
Just right
2
now.
goals ahead. Even if they blow the game, you get early payout.
All right, so we already have his pick for the championship of who's going to win it all.
The Golden Boot.
We got-
Yeah.
You can get Argentina at 5.5-1, by the way.
All right, and Michael, who do you think's going to win it all?
You know, honestly, this is a tough one for me, man. For the first time in a long time, I don't have a clear-cut favorite.
Or at least put your final two.
You know, I know this people. I honestly think Portugal's gonna make a run. I really do.
I heard that before.
Final four.
Yeah, I really do.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're
World
gonna
Cup
make
final?
a run.
I don't know.
I just don't know if because I think they have the team. That's the thing about them. I think they have the team. It's just their forwards. Remember, they have who's I think. Sorry, Marcus. Real quick, I'm gonna just super quick. I think another person who might have a breakout is João Felix from Atletico Madrid.
Will he play is the real question.
He will, because he's not getting enough playing time at Atletico Madrid, and this is his tournament. Exactly. I don't know why either. For him to show out.
Superstar player.
And I think he is going to be someone to look at. You know what I mean? But I honestly, I like Portugal.
Okay, and guys, you know who I'm going to say? Canada. No, okay.
For hockey.
Oh, I forgot that was the Hockey World Cup.
We're winning Olympics.
I'm going to go with Argentina as well, guys. Yeah, I'm going to go Argentina. Simple, sweet Argentina. Win it for Messi. Well, obviously, just win it for Argentina. There you go.
Why?
Do it for Maradona.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Legend.
RIP.
So they both think Argentina's going to win because they like Messi.
Okay, let's go. We want. What do you want? A Messi versus
I
Ronaldo showdown.
I said they got the best center back pair in the World Cup with Romero and Martinez, which I
Did
believe.
we talk player of the tournament? Who's going to win player of the tournament?
Golden Ball will be Messi, which you get at 10-1.
So Messi will be the best player in this 2022 World Cup.
I believe so. I mean,
35-year-old Messi.
And the best diver would be Neymar.
And Richarlison.
You know, who's playing better football right now? You probably say Neymar.
And who's
Right
going to be
now.
one of the best defenders in the World Cup?
In
Right
what,
now.
in what
Maguire.
league again do they play in?
Same league they play in.
Okay.
Play in the same league.
But all I remember was what's this old saying? Neymar can't win without Messi.
Yeah.
England can't win without Maguire.
well, they can't because England still never won anything with Maguire.
But also, Marcus, don't be surprised
This year
if a
it's coming
sleeper
home.
wins. Don't be surprised.
And then it went to Rome.
All right,
I would
so
not be shocked.
this concludes our show for
Yes.
this year.
Yes.
2022 World Cup in Qatar.
We need a follow-up
Starts
show.
next week.
Right at the end,
Don't
absolutely.
worry, I'm gonna get to that. So after the World Cup's done, we'll be back again to do our year-end review. Coming soon. Stay tuned. Subscribe to our podcast on YouTube,
Apple
Music,
and Spotify.
and Spotify.
That boy ball gonna make you move,
Yearly
boy.
roundup
All platforms.
coming on holiday season. Stay tuned.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in and have yourselves a beautiful
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Peace.